on materia medica, on how to study materia medica. So the basic guidelines that he has given is, first, when we study any remedy, first establish the various locations affected in a particular remedy or the organs affected in a particular remedy. So there are different kinds of ways to recognize that. First is, there are books available like Bower's Synoptic Key, Clark's Materia Medica, where you directly get the mention of this remedy affects these particular organs. But there are remedies of which we don't have very clear mention of the location affected. At that point, what is needed is our clinical knowledge. Based on that, we study the symptomatology of the drug, and from that we deduce what exactly is the pathogenesis or pathology affected in a particular remedy. Once we establish this, the locations that are affected, then we study the symptomatology of those locations in detail. While we study them in detail, we get a list of symptoms. So for example, one remedy has three parts affected. So we study all the 3 parts symptoms, and then what we feel are peculiar symptoms in those locations become the keynote symptoms of that remedy. Clear? Once you get keynote symptoms, then you try and see a general pattern within the keynote symptoms. You get 5 to 10 keynote symptoms, then you see a general pattern within the keynote symptoms. That we generalize like what Boger did, where he called it as pathological generals. If you see a pathological general, that can explain you the various symptomatology that the remedy or the patient has. That he called as pathological general or genius. When we complete this is the, what you say, the depth of the body symptoms. Then you slowly enter the mind. In the mind, what you do, you study the various symptomatology, and first you establish the general emotion or the general theme in that particular remedy. Then you study that particular remedy in that particular emotion in that remedy in detail and compare it with other remedies to get a more rounded and a grounded understanding. Later on, what you try and do is, you try and study the remedy from different standpoints, from different viewpoints, like from the repertory, from Segal's method, from Shankaran Sir's method, from George Vitterling's method, Kent's Materia Medica, drug pictures, stylers, everything. Ultimately, the motive is we are able to see the same general pattern in the body as well as in the mind. If we ultimately come to a general point where we are understanding the common theme in the body as well as mind, then our understanding of that particular remedy becomes very grounded and complete. It's a more holistic way of understanding a particular remedy. Clear? So this is what we will do with each remedy we study. So we will go further. So this is the general pattern of how remedies will be studied. So we start with our first remedy, that is Calcarea Carb. Today we will be studying calcareas. First thing, we have to establish what? Anybody, what we have to establish? Location or the organs affected, right? So for that, one is, as we said, we can directly go to books and we can directly get, okay, this remedy has these organs affected, or we can study and form a clinical understanding of it. But especially for minerals, there is one more of doing it, which I generally start with. That way is to study the importance or the functions of that particular element in our body. Simple. So we see what are the functions of calcium. What is calcium in human body? So let's see what is calcium in human body. This is the source of calcarea. The source of calcarea is slightly controversial. Some people say the source is from the middle layer of the oyster shell. So some say it is animal, some say it is mineral. For today's discussion, we will consider it as mineral. Okay? Argument will keep it for some other day. आज के लिए it is mineral. So we come back to calcium in human body. So what is the main functions of calcium? First is calcium forms 99% of calcium in our body is in our bones and in our teeth. Right? So symptoms will be seen in bones and teeth. What is the most common symptom that you remember of calcarea? Open frontanels. No? Open frontanels. Soft brittle bones. Curved bones. Rickets. Right? Frontanels do not close. So there is defect in bone. Right? One more important thing is in calcarea, one of the symptoms that Kent writes related to teeth is that he says that what you will see typically that the child is having a teeth is erupting. Teeth is erupting. While the eruption is taking place, the teeth is not so good. Okay, it is little bit tardy, soft, not so good. And then slowly it becomes stronger. Okay, and then you see that the later part of the teeth is healthier, is okay, is white, is strong, but the starting part is slightly brittle. This in the patient you will see as a black line on the gums. Okay, अभी पेशेंट तो आगे ऐसा बोलेगा नहीं ना, पहला मेरा सॉफ्ट था फिर वो स्ट्रॉन्ग हो गया. So generally, how to see this symptom in patient is to see a dark line on the gums. So you understood symptoms of calcarea related to bones and related to teeth.